Okay, so welcome to today's section on production and operation management. We'll be starting with the first topic or first question on this topic, production and operation management, which is, what is production? In simple terms, production is the conversion of inputs to outputs in order to create economic value. And as we all know, in a manufacturing firm, production department is a very key aspect of any organization. So as such, we as a managers or studying to becoming a manager, you need to understand the question of what is production, which is the conversion of inputs to outputs in order to create economic value. So the key word in production is economic value. So the outputs that you are creating, which is goods or services, must have an economic implication to humanity. Now the next part of it is, what is production and operations management? Now, production, like we've defined, combined with operations, it is about the planning, designing, coordinating, monitoring, controlling, and managing production inputs or production activity in order to effectively and efficiently transform the inputs into outputs in order to create economic value. So the key words in production and operation management are planning, designing, coordinating, monitoring, controlling, and managing. Now, these are the key words in production and operation management. So every producer or every production department must flow through these keywords. They must be able to plan. They must be able to design the outputs that they intend to produce. They must be able to coordinate their necessary inputs. They must be able to monitor these inputs to make sure it is conforming to what they design. They should be able to control and as well manage. Now, having done this whole process or gone through this whole process, they are doing this in order to be able to convert inputs into outputs. And if you convert inputs into outputs, don't forget you are doing it for one purpose, for economic value. So operations and production management is simply this process in order to be able to convert inputs to outputs to create economic what? Economic value. Now the next phase again we'll look at here is this. What are the cardinal objectives of production and operation management? What are the cardinal objectives of production and operation management? Now the cardinal objective of production and operation management is simply the effective and efficient bringing together or managing resources. Resources here I mean people, machine, material, money, in order to effectively convert inputs to outputs so that they can actually create or maximize economic what? Value. I repeat, the cardinal objective of production and operation management is simply to bring together resources such as people, money, manpower which are people, material, in order to effectively convert or efficiently convert inputs into outputs so that they can maximize economic what? Value. So please take note, the keywords here on the cardinal objective of production and operation are bringing together people or resources in order to be able to effectively convert them into outputs that can maximize economic resources. Then the other part again we'll look at here are, what are the criteria in evaluating the effectiveness of production and operation management. Now there are several criteria for you to know how effective a production system is. There are different criteria we need to consider. One of it is the volume of output it produces. How effective is this output? Is it conforming to what the expectation of the consumers are? Is it creating economic value? Secondly, we'll look at how effective is this production and operation system is in managing costs. Are they minimizing wastage? How effective they are in minimizing cost. Again, we look at the aspect of on-time delivery. Now, there's a conversion part in production system, which is converting input to output. But the other part of production system is how would this output be distributed to the consumers. So your production and operation system should create a system that delivers goods on time in order to actually make this customer feel happy. Again, another thing we need to consider is the breakdown system. Sometimes your machine that you have can frequently break down. So how often is this system breaking down? And your breakdown certainly can affect goodwill of the business. So we need to consider the breakdown period of the machine, and also we need to look at the reliability of the output produced. So these are certain criteria that you must evaluate to know the effectiveness of production and operation system. I go through it again. One, we said the volume. Two, we said cost effectiveness. Three, we said reliability. Four, we said on-time delivery. Five, we said we also said what's called, we said breakdown system, machine breakdown. We also said breakdown. So these are basically the criteria that you must evaluate whenever you are actually looking at the effectiveness of production and operation system. So in summary of this introductory aspect of production, which we'll look at, we can review some past questions on this aspect. Now, some past questions you see, especially the ones, recent past questions you see 2015, 2016, 17, 18. You see basically in their number one section, they will ask you, they will say you should state the criteria for evaluating an effective operations management system. So what they are expecting you to do is to state certain criteria. Another criteria which I didn't mention earlier is capacity utilization. Capacity utilization is another criteria in evaluating production and operation management system. So you are expected to give them these points. So when you give them these points, you just need to write one or two lines or one or two sentences in them. When you say volume, how do I evaluate the criteria, the effectiveness of production system based on volume? I have to look at the number of output that is being produced based on what is planned. If, for example, we plan to produce 10,000 units of an output and the machine can only produce 8,000, then it can affect our market. You look at cost, the cost at which the system is being run. Is the system always incurring costs? Are we always looking at, are we always wasting materials in the process of production? You look at the reliability of the system. When you talk about reliability, you look at the ability for the output to conform with what has been proposed. So whenever they design, you look at the output being produced, is it conforming to the design that was made? Also, you look at the on-time delivery. Whenever you produce goods, how often can these goods be distributed to the consumers? And also you look at the system breakdown. How often is this system breaking down? And lastly, you can look at the capacity utilization. Are we underutilizing production capacity? Are we overutilizing? Do we need extra machine to meet our demand? So all these are basic points you consider when looking at what? The effectiveness of production and operation system. Another question you might still see in this introductory part of this course is, what is the cardinal objective of production and operation system? In simple terms, I said it is simply the bringing together of resources such as material, money, machine, manpower, in order to effectively and efficiently use them so as to produce output that can maximize economic value. So these are short terms that you see in your first section of this course. So ladies and gentlemen, what we just rounded up now is the introductory part of production. So we'll be moving on to the next session of this course. Thank you.